Today's situation inside the courtroom was something nobody expected. And honestly, if you are watching this right now, please like this video and subscribe, because what happened is not something you hear every day. The courtroom atmosphere was calm at first, everybody waiting for the judge to deliver his ruling, and you could see people in the room looking around quietly, almost like they were holding their breath. Then suddenly, everything changed. Nnamdi Kanu stood up boldly and challenged the judge directly, and that action alone shocked everyone. Imagine a courtroom that is supposed to be very organized, very quiet, very controlled, suddenly filled with surprise gasps and movement. People could not believe what they were hearing. And as we go deeper into this story, please remember to like this video and subscribe, so you can always get these updates fresh and fast. When Kanu shouted, "Show me the law," it was not just a simple statement. It was a moment that carried emotion, frustration, and confidence. It was like he was saying, "I know my rights and I want you to prove what you are doing." That single line caused tension to rise sharply. You know, sometimes in court, even raising your voice a little is seen as disrespect. Talk less of standing and challenging the judge directly. Security officers immediately moved forward because they sensed that the atmosphere was becoming too charged. People inside the courtroom said it was like electricity ran through the room. Lawyers were whispering, court officials were looking at each other. And you, my viewer, watching this gist right now, please just click the like button and subscribe, because this kind of moment is rare. Now, let's talk about why the moment was so serious. Kanu said he was not given proper chance to submit a final written address, which in legal settings is a very important document. When a defendant says that, especially in a sensitive case, it means the person feels their voice is not being heard or the process is not being respected. That alone was enough to make him agitated. And let me tell you, when someone who has a large following and a major national case behind him feels unheard, the moment becomes even bigger. People watching this case always pay very close attention because they know anything that happens in court can easily shift public feelings. And again, if you are following this gist, please like this video and subscribe so you don't miss the next updates. When the judge responded, the tone in the room changed again. The judge said the filings were not strong enough, and that fueled the fire. Kanu felt the process was unfair, the judge felt the process was being disrupted, and those two energies collided right there in front of everyone. Imagine two strong forces meeting in one place. That is how the courtroom felt. And as security moved closer, some people thought the situation would calm down, but instead it grew louder. The judge finally ordered security to escort him out. That moment was loud, quick, and dramatic. People's eyes were wide. Some tried to stand up, some remained frozen. Even people who came only to observe the case ended up witnessing a moment that will stay in history for a long time. Let's move deeper into the heart of this story. The case itself is not a small matter. It's a case filled with history, heavy emotions, political meaning, and public interest. This is not just about a defendant and a judge. This is about a long journey that started many years ago. So whenever anything happens in this case, the country reacts, families talk about it, social media explodes, newspapers carry headlines, and people start analyzing what it means for the future. And while you are watching right now, please like this video and subscribe, because there is still more to this gist. The courtroom incident will not simply vanish. It will be talked about for days, weeks, even months. Some people will say Kanu should not have challenged the judge like that. Others will say he had every right to question the process. That is how emotional and divided opinions are. But one thing everyone agrees on is that the courtroom today was on fire with tension. And it brings up the question, what happens next? And I'm still here to gist you everything, so please like this video and subscribe as we go on. The next issue is public reaction. Immediately after the incident, people started posting reactions online. Some said the courtroom was too harsh. Others praised the judge for maintaining control. But the biggest concern is always stability and peace. Anytime a sensitive case like this has a dramatic moment, security forces and leaders begin paying close attention to the public mood. They don't want protests turning into clashes or people misunderstanding the situation. So going forward, communication will be very important. And for you watching now, please hit the like button and subscribe because this gist is long and loaded. Now let's move into the legal interpretation of what happened. Legally, courts have rules and judges expect those rules to be respected. If a defendant feels the process is unfair, they must raise it through the right legal channels. So when someone stands and challenges a judge, the judge sees it as disruption. But from the defendant's point of view, especially in a high-pressure case, the action is often driven by emotion and frustration. So the clash becomes inevitable. And that is why today's moment feels so big. It was not just about the law, it was about human feelings meeting legal structures. And once again, like this video and subscribe. Now, let me take you into the deeper understanding of why this case always attracts attention. It is not just a legal case, it is tied to identity, history, and long-standing differences. Many people see Kanu as someone representing a cause. Others see him as someone the government needs to control to maintain national unity. When those two perspectives clash, the courtroom becomes more than a courtroom. It becomes a stage where national issues play out. That is why any small action inside that courtroom becomes headline news immediately. And let me continue painting this picture for you because this gist is long and we still have a lot to unpack. Anytime he enters the courtroom, you can feel the tension. Reporters stay alert. Security becomes extra alert. Supporters outside the building watch closely. And the whole country listens for any update. So, when today's outburst happened, it was like a match thrown into dry grass. Instant reaction, instant heat. And while I continue this story, please like this video and subscribe so you can always get the full gist. Let's talk about the reaction of lawyers inside the courtroom. Some looked uncomfortable, some looked surprised, some quietly tried to understand what the next step would be. For lawyers, courtroom order is everything. They are trained to respect procedures, to follow steps, to present arguments calmly. So when someone stands up and challenges a judge loudly, it shifts the atmosphere from legal calmness to unpredictable drama. That change alone is enough to shake the room. Security officers also reacted instantly because their job is to maintain order and prevent any unrest. In many sensitive trials, security officers are trained to respond fast because they know that even one small incident can become bigger within seconds. So the moment Kanu's tone rose, security tightened up. This is how serious the courtroom environment becomes during important cases.